Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is Car Addict, and this is my fourth time doing this because I switched to a wired mic, and I guess since now that it's not powered, I can no longer do the quick capture thing on the GoPro. I gotta plug it all in, turn the GoPro on the normal way, and then hit record. I didn't know that, so I thought it was these adapters that I had between the TRS and TRRS or something, 3.5mm plugs. Look it up. There's a bunch of different types, and whatever. My microphone came with an adapter from one to the other, and I tried them both. No audio with either, so I tried the not using the quick capture. It works. But now that I've said this so many damn times, I'm a little irritated, and I might forget something because I'm gonna do this kind of quick. Everybody wants to know, how is the Civic with the Godspeed springs? Does it ride good? Handle good? Would I recommend them? Well, yes, and kind of. Now, I also did the Civic Type R sway bar at the same time and went to 245s and 18s at the same time. But I already had the 245s and 18s, and I have done a lot of driving on those, the factory suspension. They're almost entirely worn out, and almost all of their life was on factory suspension. So I have a pretty good idea what it was like on the 18s with the factory suspension. Now, overall, I don't think the car had terrible body roll to begin with, but I mean, of course, wasn't that good because it's just a Civic. It's not no sports car. Now, it still does have body roll, but it's significantly improved. But like I say, it's still there. It doesn't corner flat, but it's much better. Turn in, it's just much quicker and direct feeling. It seems like you got to do a lot less with the wheel for the car to do a lot more. So as far as the handling goes, definitely an improvement. How much of that is chalked up to the sway bar, who knows? Guaranteed that's some of it, but I believe the little bit firmer springs are it also. However, stock dampening, because nobody has an option. There's no New Speed or Tokico or Bilstein or anything, as far as I know, available for this car yet. So it's either springs with factory dampeners or full coilovers, which I might do, because that brings me to the third complaint, which I'll tell you in a second, because now it's on to ride quality. I just did 1,200 miles from Washington to California in the car. I was towing a trailer as well, 5x7 steel, flatbed, saw, stand, table saw, stand, nail guns, belt sander, router, all this stuff, biscuit joiner, hand tools, box full of plumbing supplies and tools, a lot of stuff. Now, even with the extra weight in the rear, things do still hit you pretty good, and you start out lower. However, I couldn't touch the compression dampening, so it's still soft and rides good. However, maybe it's just a slightly increased spring rate that allows it to start out lower without increasing the dampening and still not bottom out. Like, you don't feel like you're hitting the bump stops all the time, every bump you hit, but it's not firm enough to really jar you when you hit it. It's a pretty good ride. Obviously, it can never be, I don't think it could be as good as stock, because you took out some of the travel, stiffened up the springs, left the shocks alone, but I couldn't really say it's much worse. It rides fine, so I would recommend it for the handling. I'd recommend it for the ride quality. I don't recommend it by looks, just because the front sits higher than the rear, and I don't like it. Now, maybe that puts the car level. Maybe when it started out, the front had a lot more wheel gap than the rear, and it's supposed to drop about the same front and rear. So now when it closes the rear, it accentuates how much different it is. So, in my mind, screw sitting level. Who cares? You can set if you're worried about the way your suspension is when you get lower, you can set your camber and all that crap up however you want at any height, to the limit of the hard parts. So like maybe whatever camber kit you have will not allow you to correct the camber fully at a 3.5 inch drop like it would at a 2.5 inch drop. This is a 1.25 inch drop. You can set the suspension however you want at this height. So if it was 3/4 inch more in the front and that's what you're worried about, not messing up any kind of geometry, well, set your specs back to where you want. And it would take up for that. So I don't think it has anything to do with that. So I'm not really sure why they did it. Could just be because it's Godspeed. But usually what I hear about their suspension is it's not that great, but it's fine. Like, there's nothing necessarily wrong with it. People are happy with their suspension. I'm sure people don't go from like Buddy Club or HKS or something like that to Godspeed and say, wow, this is an improvement. But people that go from stock to Godspeed are usually happy. So anyways, I had done all this, like I said, also the couple times just now. I did it when I did the springs. But back then also I had a problem with my audio. Then I get out of the car, which is taking the GoPro without a microphone. Well, then obviously the audio comes back. So I can show you that. We're done talking about how it rides because I've sat in this car enough doing this over and over. And now I'm going to show you what it looks like. And you can see for yourself and judge if you like it or not. I do like it. I do think it looks better than stock. In the video I say I think it looks awesome that I've shot before. I've just been more unhappy with it when I walk up to it and see the front end higher than the rear. Hopefully it settles, but I do not have any justification in my mind as why I would think the front is going to settle 3/4 of an inch and the rear is not going to settle at all. And when I say that I would be happy a little bit lower, mainly I'm just talking about the front. The rear, another 1/4 inch or so, but really I don't want to go too low. I've had a car that was slammed. It's a pain in the ass to drive, but lower would be fine. Level would be fine. If it sat level, I'd be happy with the height. So anyways, without further ado, here is how it looks. Enjoy. All right, getting out of the car. What is she gonna look like? Really, I'd be happy with a little bit lower, but it does look really good. I definitely didn't want to go too low to make it a pain in the ass to drive. And this is the only really good looking wheel and tire, so we'll go right here. The gap is definitely closed up. We'll see if it settles a little bit more, because it definitely seems like it's sitting a little higher in the front than the rear, which I'd rather the rear be a little higher because that's where I load all my shit in. So I do have a sub box and an amp back there right now though, so that's probably adding a little bit to it. But another thing I did, when I smoke these, it leaves an orange plastic stripe. I just blacked them out with a Sharpie. Way better. So now I think it's like a YouTube requirement. I think I better play some music in the background and do some slow moving shots of the car. She looks amazing. Hopefully the front drops a little more and the rear doesn't. I will say that. But all she needs is tint, and she'll be about done on the outside. I mean, eventually I'd like to get to the point where, like, get a front lip and maybe the SI spoiler or something custom. Overall, though, really, I'm not that huge on making it look very flashy from the outside. I definitely want it to look better than stock and stand out, but I don't want it to be like crazy. And if you've been on CivicX.com and watched a recent video between an Elantra Sport and a SI, wow. Oh, everybody's been giving him a pretty hard time, at least on there, not on his YouTube channel. I'm not very good at it. I try not to be very judgmental on what other people do to their cars, but god damn it, that is hideous. In my opinion. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Google Elantra Sport versus Civic Si. Watch the video and you'll see the car. On that note, that Elantra Sport put up a good fight. So that proves that it's pretty damn good value, because I believe you get them much cheaper than the SI in real life, and you miss out on a couple things, but if all you're looking for is a quick economy car, you almost can't beat it. Unless you buy the base model Civic and tune it. Alright, that is it. I am going to leave you there. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you already haven't, and I will see you guys in the next one. Stick around, because on 1,000 subscribers or thereabouts, Acuity shifter-based bushing giveaway. Peace.